This is my response to the video we watched the other day of Tim Wise talking about Barack Obama and other sort of things, racism, when he was at John Carroll last year, I think he said. So that was a pretty interesting video. It was surprising that it came from someone who was Caucasian. That was definitely surprising. But he did bring up a number of good points, and he did so in a very fairly entertaining and engaging manner, which is definitely nice for lectures. Some things that I agreed with him on. I agreed with most of the stuff he said. Of course, Barack Obama's election to the President of the United States doesn't eliminate racism whatsoever. There's still an extremely racist society, and sort of like the old boys club and all, especially in government. Although the president may be African American, that certainly doesn't compensate for the House of Representatives, the Senate, and all local governments across the country. So there's a long way to go in order to get those areas to be very to reflect the demographics of the country. I mentioned this in a prior video for these life notes, and I guess this guy was Jewish too, as well. I looked up his article on Wikipedia, this Tim Wise, and it's really interesting. A lot of the issues he brought up about white privilege and just the sort of denial that exists in society by a lot of people, leaving Obama's election is sort of like um, the election of Christ or something to the post of the United States president. And yeah, pretty much I don't remember everything from the video. I took a couple of notes, but certainly the main thing that stood out to me was that Obama being treated as this sort of save all transformation on this one day of his inauguration, of that racism is going to disappear in America, and that certainly isn't the case. There's laws being passed all over the country that do not help out and are bad for minorities, especially in the South, and there hasn't been that much stuff in sort of the region around DC, but especially in the South, there's a lot of racist laws being passed, and a lot of this stuff isn't even being reported in the news, which is pretty disappointing. But I definitely found that video quite engaging, and I would have liked to have gone to that speech if I had known about it last year. It definitely seemed real interesting.